Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to our commissioners for being here today. Congress codified the Universal Service Mission 3 decades ago. It has been a fundamental building block in providing reliable communications and internet across this country and in the hardest to reach places. However, communications in the 90s looked a lot different than they do in 2025. Chairman Carr, given this reality and ongoing legal challenges to the fund, would you agree that Congress has a vital role in modernizing the USF?
Thank you, Senator, and thanks for your longtime leadership on these universal service issues. I've enjoyed the chance to visit with you in your state and see the important work that the Universal Service Program has done. I commend the working group that's ongoing in the Senate looking at this issue, and I think you're right. I think it's time for Congress to take a fundamental look at the program to make sure it's fit for service in the coming years.
And Commissioner Trustee and Gomez, do you have anything you'd like to add to that? Commissioner Trustee.
Thank you for the question, Senator. I agree. Thank you for your leadership on these issues. You've been a long time leader on making sure we can meet connectivity needs in these areas. I do agree that reforms for USF are very important. This is the cornerstone of the FCC's mission in connecting Americans across the country, and USF is a part of that effort.
And Senator Gomez, anything to add? Any comments about reforms?
Yes, thank you, Senator. And again, also thank you for yours and Senator Lujan's leadership on this issue. I think it's very important for the Senate to help us to make the Universal Service Fund a sustainable program that ensures affordable access for all Americans. And I'm really hopeful that what you are able to provide is that sustainable affordability program as part of your as the reforms that you put forward.
Thank you. As co-chair of the working group, I sent the commission a letter with Senator Lujan earlier today, and it requests a briefing to help inform Congress's efforts in this regard. Chairman Carr, will you commit to getting a briefing on the books in January for our staff and the appropriate commission personnel?
Yes, I look forward to working with you on this issue.
Great, thank you. The U.S. role in shaping global communications policy is vital for countering foreign threats to our networks and all the assets that they connect. And adding to an element to this challenge is the upcoming World Radio Communication Conference that will take place in China. Commissioner Trustee, what will be the biggest risks that this adds to a complex process?
Thank you for the question, Senator. I think security is the business risk that adds to this process. And as you know, we're working at the FCC to ensure that providers uphold their commitments to patch outdated equipment, to update their access controls, to make sure they're improving threat intelligence sharing to further harden our networks. And I think a part of this process will mean more public-private partnerships so that we can share information, educating providers about how they can harden their networks as well as we travel over to Shanghai to participate in this conference. And I think there needs to continue to be whole-of-government conversations about how to protect our assets in this forum.
I would imagine that those are many of the things that you'll take into account as the United States develops its positions at this conference, correct?
That's absolutely right.
Thank you. Senator Cantwell brought up spectrum. I can't let it go by without also chiming in. There are a lot of decision-making ahead for the Commission as it charts out spectrum resources for both licensed and unlicensed use, and I believe that balance needs to be the key here. We know that unlicensed and shared spectrum technologies carry up to 90% of the U.S. communications each and every day. Commissioner Trustee, moving forward, how should the Commission ensure that shared technologies can continue to flourish and innovate, and how do you preserve value between the different types of spectrum licensing in striking a balance?
Thank you for this very important question, Senator. I think the FCC has an all of the above approach to looking at spectrum. to accommodate a variety of users, use cases, and technologies. So our immediate priority is the upper C-band, which will result in exclusive license use. But we also need more spectrum for unlicensed uses, for Wi-Fi 7, Wi-Fi 8, to support the Internet of Things and other forms of connectivity that's benefiting all Americans. We also need spectrum for satellite and space uses. So we have the Satellite Spectrum Abundance Proceeding, where we're looking to make upward of 20,000 megahertz available for satellite and space reasons, and we are looking more intensively at bands above the 24 gigahertz band for fixed satellite services. So the whole thing is we need an all-of-the-above approach so that we can accommodate a variety of users and use cases and advance U.S. leadership in these technologies.
Thank you very much. I look forward to having conversations with all of you on this in the future. Thank you.